See, this is the mistake most people make. They sit there in a normal life and they dream of being rich and going on nice vacations and dreaming of all the nice things. They don't dream of all the bad things. They think they can have all the light with none of the dark. That's not how it works. The only reason you appreciate being rich is because you were poor. If you were born rich, you don't appreciate it. The only reason you appreciate being in good health is because you were once sick. When you're sick, you'll do anything to be healthy. If you've never experienced sickness, you don't know what health is. There is no light without dark. Perhaps I'll be a happier person and live a more fulfilled life and enjoy my fantastic benefits that come with wealth if I do go. Perhaps I can have a more positive message and more people will know my name if I do go mad. Perhaps I'm ready to martyr myself. Perhaps I am ready to charge at the gunfire. Perhaps I don't care. I'm at the point now where my enemies can do nothing but immortalize me. Win or lose, can immortalize me. Now I can suffer in one way I'm immortalized, and there's another way I cannot suffer in the way I'm immortalized. Because if I walk, I'm immortalized. And if I go to jail, I'm immortalized.
There's no way they can win this.
I'm not scared of suffering. So that even if they choose the suffering path, depression isn't real. It's fine. Depression isn't real, and I'm going to explain to you why I say that. And when I say that, people at home try and argue against it because they don't understand the premise behind the idea. If I don't believe in depression, I cannot become depressed. As I've said on many podcasts before, if you have two people inside of a haunted house and there's a noise in the night, the one who doesn't believe in ghosts will assume it is wind and go back to sleep. The one who believes in ghosts will assume it's a ghost. He will then wake up and panic and he'll be afraid and he'll call an exorcist. It is the belief in the ghost that gives it power, not the noise itself. The reason I say depression isn't real is because now I can no longer become depressed because I don't believe it's real. So if I get sent to a Romanian jail cell and I have no idea how long I'm going to be in there for, and I'm suffering in it, I can't become a depressed person because I don't believe in the ideal or the mental model of depression. Believing in it gives it power. And I refuse to believe in things that take away power from me. And anybody who sits at home and argues with me that depression is real, why would I adopt your thinking if it makes me less powerful? Why would I adopt your thinking if it makes me less capable of dealing with difficult scenarios? This isn't even about being correct. This is about adopting a mental model which makes me as competitive as possible. But I don't believe in studies. It's hard. I don't believe in studies. You can come at me with a million studies about depression. I don't believe that depression is an illness you catch from the sky and your brain is chemically imbalanced. Mental illness is real. PTSD is real. But that's based on an event, something has happened. I believe in general, most of these depressed people is massively overdiagnosed. They need to take some agency and responsibility for their own lives. And I believe if they stop believing in this cure-all excuse of depression and instead start believing in working hard and becoming the kind of person they know they could be, they'll feel a lot better. The number of people who have said the gym has cured my depression, then how is it a mental illness? If the gym cured your depression, how is it an imbalance of chemicals in your brain if going to the gym and dedicating yourself and working hard cured it? Explain that. It doesn't even make sense. It's, you know what it is? What did we say earlier about the Matrix trying to push all ideas that promote selfishness? What is depression besides ultimate selfishness? Depression isn't real. And if you're depressed and you want to argue with me and prove to me that it is real, you're going to start sending me long emails about how sad you are. And I would never adopt the thinking of somebody who is sad. So all you're doing is convincing me even further to ignore every word you say. And you can sit in your room crying your eyes out like a depressed little girl, and I will continue to live a fantastic life. Because I'll tell you something, most depressed people don't understand. Nobody gives a fuck. We all have our own problems, we all have our own issues. Nobody cares. You think being depressed and you can walk around and tell everyone, I'm depressed, I'm sad, and people are going to care. Nobody cares. They might pretend to care for a few seconds if they're a particularly nice person. But in general, nobody cares about you or your life besides you. And if you're not going to get up and work hard and go and try and get a Ferrari yourself, nobody's getting up every day and going to work every day to try and buy a Ferrari to give it to you. Nobody. So you either get up and do it, or you sit there and perpetually fail and stay a loser. And if you want to send me long emails convincing me why it's okay for you to be a loser because you have something called depression, I will ignore you and continue to be fantastic. So you can stay there and fail. I don't care. I don't care. The most you can hope for, sending me a long email trying to convince me depression is real, is that my brother and I laugh at you. That is the best that can happen. Look at this idiot. Look how hard they're trying to convince me that it's okay to be a sad failure. That's the best you can hope for. I'm going to stay fantastically happy and fantastically successful irregardless. Depression isn't real. I'm the man who will struggle to the end. I'm that guy. If an alligator were to get hold of me, not only would I snap its neck, but let's imagine 20 alligators got hold of me and they got lucky and somehow managed to decimate me until the last second where I lost consciousness. I would be snapping necks of alligators. To the last second, I refuse to die. I'm that guy. I don't waste an ounce of my life force on anything that's unimportant. Ever. So I refuse to be distracted. The Matrix wants to distract me. They've identified me. They're like, Andrew Tate is a threat. He's full of power, and he believes in God, and he's a slick talker, and he motivates people, and he has a bunch of money, and he's big and strong and tall and handsome and charming and interesting. He's got a Long Johnson. Stop watching the fucking Super Bowl. Stop going to stupid concerts, and instead be motivated about your family's future. So I will be honest and open about this. I do believe that caffeine and nicotine are superfoods.
Yes.
I truly believe that if you drink a bunch of coffee and smoke a bunch of cigars or cigarettes, that you're gonna have firewood. I've noticed that if I have a bunch of caffeine and a bunch of nicotine, I become very irritable. But I find being irritable is the perfect state of mind to get things done. Often people complain about being irritable or anxious or stressed, and they worry about those things, but I only feel comfortable in those scenarios. I would feel lazy if I didn't feel anxious, stressed, and irritable. I guess maybe it's different if you have a boss, because you have to make sure you don't snap at your boss, or if you have a wife, you have to be tiptoeing around or she'll leave you or something. But when you're the king of your world, like I am, and I don't have to be careful what I say to anybody, and I can shout anytime I want to be as irritable as possible because it gives me the energy and the fire I need to get things done. So I drink a lot of coffee, I smoke a lot of cigars, I only eat once a day. I like to be hungry all of the time because once again that adds to my irritability. I think irritability is a superpower, why not? If my 3-year-old daughter cries, don't care. If my 3-year-old boy cries, I'm enraged. What are you crying for? Welcome to the real world, boy. What are you crying for? And when I was young, my father would walk past me and just push me over. Just push me over at random. And I'd get up. And my mom would say, why are you doing that? And I'd say, because that's life. That's life as a man. You get pushed over and you just got to get up. If you're raising a son and you do that, the son may cry a bit, but he'll get over it. He'll learn the game. He'll understand the game. Your son will actually get good at the game. You'll see him start to learn to backpedal and laugh and say, ha ha ha, you didn't get me, Dad. It'll all become fun. The only problem is the wife, the woman. Leave him alone. The woman makes him soft. Most women don't understand how hard life is as a man because they've never experienced it and how hard you need to be on a boy. And I said to Tristan all the time, I said, if it was just you and me raising our sons, they would be killers, bruv. Killers. Imagine that, men raising boys. Spartans.